What's up, bookie crushers? Today I fully deserve to be wearing this paper bag throughout the entire video because yesterday's picks posted a poor 0-3-1 record, which is unacceptable. Alright, now today I have 3 picks to suggest to you and hopefully they will do better. Alright, so let's get started with the first selection for today. So I'm taking the Atlanta Braves money line, which is around minus 130 right now, or 1.77 in decimal, and that's a 4-star selection. So let's go Braves in this match. Well, they will continue their divisional series against the Marlins. It's been a really tough year for the Braves as they are currently in the 4th spot in the NL East division, and obviously they are out of playoff contention. It's been a very disappointing year for Atlanta. The Marlins currently sit in 3rd place of that same division, and they are also looking beyond 2025. Now the Braves have been playing much better baseball lately though. They have won 7 of their past 11 games, whereas the Marlins only 6-12 record across their last 18 contests overall, so they really continue to struggle. Also, Atlanta fits under a betting system called the blowout number 1, whose rules are as follows. Bet any team that won its last match by a margin of at least 8 runs if they're facing the same opponent today. Now, the Braves won yesterday's encounter with Miami by an 11-2 scoreline. And since they're facing the same rival again, then by virtue of the blowout number 1 system, we must back the Braves. And that's my first selection. Now today the Marlins will start with Ryan Gusto, who has a 2025 season ERA of 5.05, which is quite bad, and a high 1.40 whip stat. And surprisingly enough, Gusto has been even worse at home as shown by his 6.00 ERA over there. Now the Braves will send Joey Wentz to the mound. And what a difference a change of scenery can make. It's been quite a turnaround since he joined the Braves. In 8 contests with Atlanta, he has posted a pretty good 3.79 ERA along with a solid 1.16 whip stat. So this is outstanding if you compare that to his career numbers. He has an ERA of 5.48 and a whip stat of 1.51, which is awful, throughout his career. So what a turnaround it has been for Joey Wentz. So I'm going to take the Braves today, but I'm still not fully convinced about Wentz's turnaround, so I'm going to be a bit cautious, and that's why it's not a 5-star play, because otherwise I really like the Braves to win in this game. Alright, now let's move on to my second pick, which is the Tampa Bay Rays to get the W in Cleveland, and the odds are about the same as the prior pick, and this time it is a 2-star play, so I don't necessarily like it as much. So the Rays will resume their battle with Cleveland this afternoon after losing yesterday's contest 3-0. Rookie Parker Messick from the Guardians pitched an outstanding game. After hurling 7 scoreless innings, he picked up his first career win in the big leagues. Now the win for the Guardians snapped a 6-game losing skid. And as a result, that brings me to one of my betting strategies, which is called the snap losing streak number 2, whose rules are as follows. Bet against the home team if they meet the following 3 criteria. They won their previous game after losing at least 4 in a row. Check. They're facing the same opponent as yesterday. Check. And their money line is better than minus 200. Check. So, by following those rules, we must fade the Guardians, and that's why I am opting for the Tampa Bay Rays in this game. And by the way, this strategy has done well this season because it has posted a 25-15 record. And if you would have risked just 1 unit per play, you would have earned a net gain of 7.46 so far this season. And also believe that Tampa has the edge in the pitching department. they will start Drew Rasmussen, who owns an impressive 2.62 ERA and a wonderful 0.98 whip stat this season. And it gets even better for Rasmussen in the month of August, as he has recorded a very tiny 1.16 ERA during the current month. Now the Guardians will start with Slade Cecconi. He got off to a good start to his 2025 campaign, but he's been falling apart in recent times. Now during the whole year, his ERA is 4.41, which is not very good, and an average 1.28 whip stat. Now the Rays will be looking for another big performance from Yandy Diaz. He's been on fire lately and is currently riding a 9-game road hitting streak. Let's end this discussion with a fun fact about Cleveland. The Guardians have lost 8 of their last 9 day games against teams with a losing record, which is really bad. So in the end, I've decided to side with the Tampa Bay Rays money line. And now I have one more pick to share with you. And here it goes. I'm betting the Kansas City Royals money line. And as you can see, the odds are roughly the same as the prior 2 plays. And this is a 3-star selection. Alright, let's review this play. Kansas City managed to pick up the win yesterday against the White Sox. Well, Chicago got the jump on the Royals by taking a 4-0 lead through 6 frames. However, the Royals stormed back to prevail by a 5-4 victory. Now, that brings me to a betting system called the comeback that basically recommends betting any team that came back from a deficit of at least 4 runs in their last game if they're facing the same rivals again today, and if they are not big favorites. Now, in this case, Kansas City fits under this description, so that's one of the reasons why I like them to get the W in this match. Now, the Royals remain in contention for post-September play. They have won 8 of their last 12 games overall, so they've been doing quite well. They pretty much, meanwhile, the White Sox are just playing for pride. They've been eliminated a while ago. And now Kansas City really needs to continue winning. They have almost no shot of winning their division because they are 9.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers. However, they are 3 games behind the Seattle Mariners, who currently own the last wildcard spot. But coming back from a 3-game deficit won't be easy. They really need to win games like this one. Alright, now I also believe that the Royals own the advantage in the pitching stakes today. They will start Ryan Bergert, who was picked up from the Padres during the trading madness in late July. I think this was a really great pickup for KC. The young rookie has performed very well this season when given the chance, as shown by his 2.79 ERA and a very good 1.09 whip stat, which shows that there's been not a lot of traffic on the bases when Bergert has been on the mound. Starting for the White Sox will be Aaron Civale. The Brewers released him to the White Sox back in June, and there is no doubt that he's had his struggles this season with an ERA which is above 5, and during the month of August, things have gone even worse for Civale via a 6.97 ERA in August. So in summary, the Royals have the pitching edge, they have everything to play for, and we are getting some very reasonable odds against a poor club. So to me, this is obviously my selection in this game. I'm taking the Kansas City Royals, and I would argue that it is even close to a 4-star play in this case. Alright, so today is a big day for our family because, as I told you in prior videos, today is the big finals for my son's baseball team that I am also coaching. So let's go Patriots today. We're playing a team that is of similar strength to us. It should be an exciting game. Alright, and I want to invite you to check out my early NFL picks for week number 1. I released that video a few weeks ago, and I will post another NFL video in I would say in the next 7 or 8 days with more NFL selections. So for now, check out those early NFL picks for week 1, and otherwise I will talk to you again very soon. So wish us good luck with the baseball team tonight. Thanks for watching, my friend.